Hey folks, Jay Leno here. You know, over the years I've bought and sold my fair share of cars. And let me tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to sell a car that's just sitting there collecting dust. It's like watching paint dry, only worse because you're losing money every day. So, whether you're trying to make room for your next dream car, or just need to get that old clunker off your hands, this is the video for you. We're gonna walk you through the top 10 must-do tips to sell your car lightning fast. We're talking about getting top dollar for your ride and avoiding all the usual headaches. So buckle up, because we're about to take this car from the garage to the sold sign in record time. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, first things first, you gotta know what your car's actually worth. And I'm not talking about sentimental value here, folks. We're talking cold, hard cash. Now, you might think your old beater is a classic in the making, but trust me, one man's treasure is another man's junker. So how do you figure out the magic number? Well, there are plenty of online tools like Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds that can give you a pretty accurate estimate based on your car's make, model, year, mileage, and condition. Don't forget to be honest about those dings and scratches. Once you've got a ballpark figure from these websites, it's time to do some real detective work. Head on over to online marketplaces like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and AutoTrader. Take a look at similar cars in your area and see what they're going for. Pay attention to their condition, mileage, and any extra features they might have. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it could mean the difference of hundreds, even thousands of dollars in your pocket. Now, I know it's tempting to shoot for the moon and price your car higher than everyone else's, but let's be realistic, folks. Overpricing your car is a surefire way to scare off potential buyers faster than a speeding ticket. On the other hand, you don't want to sell yourself short either. Finding that sweet spot, that competitive price, is key to attracting serious buyers and getting your car sold quickly. Remember, it's all about finding that balance between what you want and what the market will bear. Alright, you've set a competitive price, now it's time to make your car shine. And I'm not talking about a quick wash and wax in the driveway, folks. I'm talking about a full-blown professional detail. Think of it like this. You wouldn't show up to a job interview in your sweatpants, would you? Well, your car deserves the same level of respect when you're trying to make a good first impression on potential buyers. A professional detailer will work their magic, making your car look as close to new as possible. They'll clean every nook and cranny from the carpets to the engine bay. Now I know what you're thinking. Jay, that sounds expensive. And you're right, a professional detail can set you back a few $100. But trust me, it's worth every penny. Think of it as an investment. A sparkling clean car is going to attract more buyers and justify a higher asking price. Plus, it shows potential buyers that you've taken good care of your car, which builds trust and confidence. It's all about presentation, folks. You want your car to look its absolute best when those potential buyers come knocking. You know, folks, just like when you're showing off a classic car at a Concours d'Elegance, you want everything to be tip-top. Now, I'm not saying you need to have your car showroom fresh, but any glaring mechanical issues, get those sorted out. Think of it this way. Would you buy a vintage muscle car with a sputtering engine and a transmission that's stuck in second gear? Probably not. A well-maintained car signals to potential buyers that you've taken care of it. It shows you respect the machine. Now, I'm not talking about fixing every little rattle and squeak. But if your check engine light has been on since the Carter administration, you might want to get that looked at. A pre-purchase inspection at a trusted mechanic can give both you and the buyer peace of mind and help you address any major issues. Remember, a car that runs well is a car that sells well. It's all about transparency and trust. You want potential buyers to feel confident in their purchase, and that starts with a mechanically sound vehicle. So do yourself a favor, get those issues fixed, and watch those offers roll in. You know, folks, selling a car is a bit like telling a story. And just like a good story needs a beginning, a middle, and an end, selling your car needs the right paperwork. First things first, you gotta have that title. It's the car's birth certificate, proof of ownership. Make sure it's clean, clear, and ready to transfer. Without it, you can't legally sell the car, and it could lead to a lot of headaches down the road. Imagine trying to sell a house without a deed. It's just not going to happen. Now, I've got a story for you. Back in the day, I bought this old British Roadster, beautiful car, but the paperwork was a nightmare. The car had charm, it had style, but what it didn't have was a clear title. Turns out it had been through more owners than a dog at a flea market. It took me months to sort it all out. I had to track down previous owners, get signatures, and even deal with some legal hoops. It was a mess, and it taught me a valuable lesson about the importance of having your paperwork in order. So learn from my mistakes, folks. Gather all the necessary paperwork, maintenance records, registration, any warranty information. Each piece of paper tells a part of your car's story, and having it all together makes the process smoother for everyone involved. Having everything organized shows potential buyers that you're serious and responsible. It's like having all your ducks in a row, or in this case, your paperwork in order. It gives buyers confidence that they're dealing with someone who has taken good care of the car. Now let's talk about those maintenance records. They're like a car's diary telling the story of its life. Every oil change, every tire rotation, every repair, it's all documented. These records show that the car has been well maintained and cared for over the years. And trust me folks, buyers love to see a well-maintained car. It gives them a sense of confidence, knowing that the car has been taken care of. It's like buying a used car from your grandpa. You know he's kept it in pristine condition. It's like buying a used car from your grandpa. You know he's kept it in pristine condition. Now, I understand not everyone keeps meticulous records. Life gets busy, and sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. But even having some documentation is better than none. It shows you've cared for the car, and it allows potential buyers to assess its history. They can see the effort you've put into maintaining the vehicle, and it can make a big difference in their decision-making process. Think of it as a selling point. A well-documented maintenance history can add value to your car and make it more desirable. Buyers are often willing to pay a premium for a car that has a clear and well-documented history. So dig out those receipts, organize those records, and let the car's story speak for itself. Finally, folks, be upfront and honest about any accidents or damage. Transparency is key when it comes to selling a car. It's like telling a joke. It's better to get it out in the open than to have it discovered later. If your car has been in an accident, be transparent about it. Provide details about the repairs and any supporting documentation. Remember, honesty is the best policy, especially when it comes to selling your car. Provide details about the repairs and any supporting documentation. Remember, honesty is the best policy, especially when it comes to selling your car. Buyers appreciate knowing what they're getting into, and it can prevent any unpleasant surprises down the line. Now, I'm not saying you need to reveal every scratch and dent, but significant issues, those need to be disclosed. It's about building trust with potential buyers. They'll appreciate your honesty, and it can save you a lot of headaches down the road. It's about building trust with potential buyers. They'll appreciate your honesty, and it can save you a lot of headaches down the road. When buyers feel they can trust you, they're more likely to move forward with the purchase. So, gather all the paperwork, be transparent about the car's history, and let's get that beauty sold. Remember, a well-prepared seller is a successful seller. Good luck and happy selling. Alright folks, let's talk about photos. In the world of online car sales, pictures are everything. They're your first impression, your chance to grab a buyer's attention. Now, I'm not talking about blurry snapshots taken with a potato. We're talking high-quality, well-lit photos that showcase your car in all its glory. Think of it like this. You wouldn't walk into a job interview wearing sweatpants and a stained t-shirt, would you? No, you'd put your best foot forward. The same goes for your car photos. You want to make your car look its absolute best. Clean it up, find a nice backdrop, and use good lighting. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and in this case, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about angles. Don't just stand in one spot and snap a few photos. Move around, get creative. Capture the car from different perspectives. Start with those classic angles. Front 3/4 view, rear 3/4 view, side profiles. Then, get up close and personal. Show off those leather seats, that pristine dashboard, the shine on that chrome. Highlight the car's best features. Remember, you're selling a dream here, folks. You want buyers to envision themselves behind the wheel, cruising down the open road. And nothing does that better than stunning photos that capture the car's beauty and character. One last thing, folks, and this is important. Be honest with your photos. Don't try to hide any flaws or imperfections. Buyers will appreciate your transparency. If there's a scratch or a dent, show it. If the interior has some wear and tear, don't try to conceal it. Remember, honesty is the best policy. Buyers would rather see a minor flaw in a photo than discover it upon inspection. It builds trust and shows that you're not trying to pull a fast one. So, there you have it, folks. Take high-quality photos, capture those flattering angles, and be transparent about any imperfections. With great photos, you'll be one step closer to selling your car lightning fast. You're selling your car, not your dirty laundry, folks. A clean car interior is one of the most important aspects when it comes to making a good impression on potential buyers. It's the first thing they see when they open the door, and it sets the tone for the rest of the viewing. Nobody wants to climb into a car that smells like old gym socks and fast food. Odors can be a huge turnoff and can make a potential buyer walk away before they even take a test drive. A clean interior tells the buyer you've taken care of the car, and that's a good sign. It shows that you are a responsible owner who pays attention to details, and this can instill confidence in the buyer about the overall condition of the car. Think of it this way. Would you buy a used car from a guy who doesn't even care enough to pick up his empty coffee cups? Probably not. Clutter can make the car look neglected and can raise questions about how well the car has been maintained mechanically. It just makes you wonder what else they haven't bothered to take care of. If the owner can't be bothered to clean the interior, what does that say about the oil changes, tire rotations, and other essential maintenance tasks? Now, I'm not saying you need to detail the interior yourself, although it's not a bad idea. Professional detailing can make a huge difference, but if you're on a budget, there are plenty of DIY options that can still yield impressive results. A quick vacuum, a good wipe down, and maybe some air freshener can go a long way. These simple steps can make the car look and smell much better, and they don't take a lot of time or money. Remember, you want to present the car in the best possible light. This means making sure every part of the interior is clean and tidy, from the seats to the dashboard to the floor mats. A clean interior shows you care, and that can make all the difference when you're trying to close a deal. Buyers are more likely to trust you and feel confident in their purchase if the car looks well maintained. When you're cleaning the interior, pay attention to the details. Small things like dust in the air vents or crumbs in the cup holders can make a big difference in the overall impression. Vacuum the carpets and seats thoroughly, getting into all the nooks and crannies. Use a crevice tool to reach those hard-to-get areas, and don't forget to vacuum under the seats and in the trunk. Wipe down the dashboard, steering wheel, and center console. Use a microfiber cloth and a good quality cleaner to remove dust and grime, and make sure to get into all the little crevices and seams. Don't forget about the windows. Clean windows can make a huge difference in how bright and spacious the car feels, and they can also improve visibility for the driver. Clean windows make the car feel brighter and more spacious. This can make the car more appealing to potential buyers and can help you get a better price. Plus, nobody wants to drive around with a windshield that's so smudged they can't see where they're going. Clean windows are not just about aesthetics, they are also a safety issue. If you've got leather seats, give them a good cleaning and conditioning treatment. Leather can dry out and crack over time, so it's important to keep it moisturized and protected. Leather can crack and fade over time, so a little TLC can make a big difference. Use a good quality leather cleaner and conditioner and follow the manufacturer's instructions for best results. And if you've got cloth seats, a good shampooing can work wonders. Remember, first impressions matter. Clean seats can make the car look and feel much newer, and they can also help to remove any lingering odors. When someone steps into your car, you want them to be impressed, not holding their breath. A clean, fresh-smelling interior can make a huge difference in how the car is perceived. Now, I'm not a big air freshener guy myself. I prefer the natural smell of the car, but I understand that not everyone feels the same way. I like the smell of leather and gasoline, but that's just me. Most people prefer a more neutral scent, so it's a good idea to use an air freshener that is mild and pleasant. However, I understand that not everyone shares my, shall we say, unique tastes. A neutral scent, like vanilla or clean linen, can make the car feel more inviting and can help to mask any lingering odors. A neutral scent, like vanilla or clean linen, can make the car feel more inviting. Just be sure to avoid anything too strong or overpowering, as this can be off-putting to potential buyers. Just avoid anything too strong or overpowering. You don't want to give your potential buyer a headache before they even start the engine. You don't want to give your potential buyer a headache before they even start the engine. The key here is to create a pleasant and welcoming atmosphere that makes the buyer feel comfortable and at ease. The key here is to create a pleasant and welcoming atmosphere. This means making sure the car is clean, smells good, and is free of any clutter or personal items. You want the potential buyer to feel comfortable and at ease inside the car. This can make a big difference in how they perceive the car and can help to close the deal. Remember, a clean and fresh-smelling interior can make a world of difference. It can make the car more appealing, more comfortable, and more likely to sell for a good price. So there you have it. A clean interior is crucial when you're selling your car. It shows you care, it makes the car more appealing, and it can help you get a better price. A clean interior is crucial when you're selling your car. It shows you care, it makes the car more appealing, and it can help you get a better price. It shows you care, it makes the car more appealing, and it can help you get a better price. Trust me on this one, folks, it's worth the effort. Trust me on this one, folks, it's worth the effort. A little time and effort spent cleaning the interior can pay off big time when it comes to selling your car. So grab your vacuum, your cleaning supplies, and get to work. Your future self will thank you. Alright folks, let's talk about writing a description for your car. This is one of the most crucial steps in selling your vehicle, and it can make a huge difference in how quickly and successfully you find a buyer. This is your chance to tell potential buyers what makes your car special, so you want to make it count. Think of it as your car's resume. Just like a good resume can land you a job, a well-written description can attract the right buyer. And the most important thing to remember is this: be honest. Honesty builds trust, and trust is essential in any transaction. If a buyer feels they can trust you, they're more likely to consider your car seriously. Don't try to hide any flaws or exaggerate the car's condition. Buyers will see right through it, and it'll just make you look bad. Transparency is key. If there are scratches, dents, or any other issues, mention them up front. This way, buyers know exactly what they're getting into. Plus, it's the right thing to do. Instead, focus on the positives. Highlight the aspects of your car that make it stand out. Maybe it has low mileage, which is always a big selling point. Or perhaps it's known for its fuel efficiency, which is increasingly important to buyers. What are the car's best features? Does it have low mileage? Is it fuel efficient? Has it been well maintained? These are the things that buyers want to know. A well-maintained car suggests that it has been taken care of and is less likely to have hidden problems. Highlight these points in your description. Remember, you're trying to attract buyers, not scare them away. A detailed description that focuses on the car's strengths can make a big difference. So be upfront and honest about the car's condition, and let the good stuff speak for itself. When you're writing your description, be specific. Specificity helps paint a clear picture for the buyer. Don't just say good condition, tell them what that means. Has the car been in any accidents? Are there any scratches or dents? How severe are they? Providing this information helps manage buyer expectations and reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings later on. How many miles are on it? Give them the year, make, model, and trim level. List any special features like leather seats, a sunroof, or a premium sound system. These details can make your car more appealing to potential buyers. And don't forget about the engine size and transmission type. The more details you provide, the more informed the buyer will be. An informed buyer is more likely to feel confident in their decision to purchase your car, and an informed buyer is more likely to make an offer. Think of it like this: you're giving them all the information they need to fall in love with your car. The more they know, the more they can appreciate what your car has to offer. So, be thorough, be accurate, and be proud of the car you're selling. After all, you've taken good care of it, haven't you? Show that pride in your description. Let buyers know that this car has been a valued part of your life. Now I know what you're thinking. Jay, this is starting to sound like a used car ad, and you're right, it is. But there's a reason why good used car ads work. They provide the information buyers need in a clear and engaging way. But there's a difference between a good used car ad and a bad one. A good ad is concise, engaging, and easy to read. It doesn't overwhelm the reader with too much information, but it also doesn't leave out important details. Avoid using jargon or technical terms that most people won't understand. Keep your sentences short and to the point. This makes your description more accessible to a wider audience. And break up your text with paragraphs to make it easier on the eyes. Remember, you're not writing a novel here. You're writing a description that will grab the reader's attention and make them want to learn more about your car. You're writing a description that will grab the reader's attention and make them want to learn more about your car. Use bullet points or short paragraphs to highlight key features. This makes it easier for buyers to quickly scan and find the information they're looking for. So keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And there you have it. A clear, honest, and detailed description can make all the difference in selling your car. Write a clear, honest, and detailed description, and you'll be well on your way to selling your car. Good luck, and happy selling. All right, you've cleaned your car, taken some great photos, and written a killer description. Now it's time to get the word out. And the key here is to advertise widely. Don't just rely on one platform or method. Think of it like fishing. You wouldn't just cast your line in one spot and hope for the best, would you? No, you'd try different spots, different depths, maybe even different bait. The same principle applies to selling your car. The more places you advertise, the more potential buyers you'll reach. And the more potential buyers you reach, the better your chances of finding the right person for your car. So, don't be afraid to spread the word far and wide. You never know where your buyer might be lurking. Now, you might be wondering, Jay, where should I advertise my car? Well, you've got plenty of options these days. Online marketplaces like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace are great places to start. They're free to use, and they get a lot of traffic. Then you've got specialized car sites like AutoTrader and Cars.com. These sites are specifically designed for buying and selling cars, so you'll reach a more targeted audience. Of course, you could always go old school and put a for sale sign in the window. You could even consider listing your car with a local consignment dealer. They'll handle the advertising and selling for you for a fee, of course. The key is to find the platforms that work best for you and your budget. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach here. Experiment with different options and see what yields the best results. And hey, don't underestimate the power of social media. Post about your car on your Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. You never know who might be in the market for a new ride. When you're posting on social media, be sure to use high-quality photos and videos. People are visual creatures, and a picture really is worth 1,000 words. And don't be afraid to get creative with your captions. A little humor can go a long way in grabbing people's attention. And be sure to use relevant hashtags so that people searching for cars like yours can easily find your post. The more eyes you get on your ad, the better. So, get out there, spread the word, and watch the offers roll in. You know, folks, selling a car is a bit like stand-up comedy. You gotta know your audience. And just like I wouldn't schedule a gig during rush hour, you don't want to make it difficult for potential buyers to see your car. Be flexible with your time. Weekends are usually a safe bet, but evenings can work too, especially if you're dealing with folks who work 9 to 5, like a lot of us do. Remember, the easier you make it for someone to view the car, the more likely they are to actually show up. And a no-show is about as welcome as a flat tire on a cross-country road trip. So, be accommodating, be flexible, and you'll be one step closer to getting that sold sign on your car. Now, where you choose to meet potential buyers is just as important as when. A well-lit, safe, and neutral location is key. Think about it. Nobody wants to meet in a dark alley to check out a car. It's creepy, it's inconvenient, and it just screams shady deal. A public parking lot during the day is usually a good bet. Shopping malls, grocery stores, you name it. Just make sure it's a place where people feel comfortable and safe. And hey, if you're feeling extra hospitable, offer them a cup of coffee while they're checking out the car. It's a small gesture, but it can go a long way in making a good impression. Speaking of making a good impression, let's talk about safety for a minute. Now, I'm not saying you need to wear a helmet and fire suit to show your car, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Don't meet someone alone, especially if you're meeting at night. Bring a friend along, or at the very least, let someone know where you're going and when you expect to be back. And for Pete's sake, don't hand over the keys until you're sure the potential buyer is legit. Ask to see their driver's license, take a picture of it if you need to. Remember, you're selling a valuable piece of machinery, so it's important to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and your investment. All right, folks, you've made it to the negotiation stage. This is where the rubber meets the road, where the haggling begins, the art of the deal. You get the picture. Now, before you even think about entertaining an offer, you gotta know your bottom line, the absolute lowest price you're willing to accept. Think of it like this, your bottom line is your walkaway point. If someone offers you less than that, you politely thank them for their time and walk away. No regrets, no second thoughts. Now, once you've set your asking price, don't be surprised if you get a counteroffer. It's just part of the game, folks. People like to feel like they're getting a good deal, so they might try to negotiate a lower price. The key here is to stay calm, cool, and collected. Don't take it personally, it's not an attack on your character or the quality of your car. Listen to what they have to say, consider their offer, and be prepared to counter. This is where those negotiation skills come into play. Remember, it's all about finding a middle ground, a price that both parties are comfortable with. And hey, if you can throw in a few extras, like a set of floor mats or a free oil change, it can sweeten the deal and make the buyer feel like they're really getting a steal. All right, so you've negotiated a price that both you and the buyer are happy with. Congratulations. Now it's time to seal the deal and make it official. Make sure you have all the necessary paperwork in order, including the title, bill of sale, and any warranty information. And for crying out loud, double check that everything is signed and dated correctly. You don't want to end up in some bureaucratic nightmare because of a missing signature. Once the paperwork is squared away, it's time to collect your payment. Now, I'm a cash kind of guy, but I know that's not always feasible these days. If the buyer is paying with a cashier's check, make sure it's legitimate and drawn from a reputable bank. And whatever you do, don't release the car until the funds have cleared. You've worked hard to sell your car, so don't let all your efforts go to waste by getting scammed in the final hour. Well, folks, that's it. You've done it. You've successfully navigated the wild world of car selling and sent your trusty steed off to a new home. Just remember, setting a fair price, presenting your car in its best light, and being a savvy negotiator are the keys to a smooth and successful sale. Don't be afraid to put in a little elbow grease and show off your car's personality. A little bit of humor and charm can go a long way. And who knows, you might even have a little fun along the way, so go forth and sell those cars. And if you're looking for more tips and tricks on all things automotive, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Until next time, happy driving.